My city, Chicago.
You're listening to In the Shy Radio on IntellectualRadio.com.
For tuning into Intellectual Radio, an iHeart station. D and Charles will feed your brain every Thursday, 8 to 9. Turn it up now, because we about to entertain your mind.
Hey, you are my pumpkin machine. This is what I mean by pumpkin machine. Oh my goodness. Stop it.
Earl, stop playing with those knobs. Sit down and concentrate so we can continue the show.
Listening to In the Shy Radio on IntellectualRadio.com.
Thank you for tuning in to IntellectualRadio.com. You got your girl D. Lee in with my co-host
CT Powerhouse
and my other great co-host
Jaja.
And together we are
In the Shy Radio.
All right, we are back in the studio. For those of you that didn't know, we have been gone for almost 4 weeks.
It's been about a month.
It's been about a month. Yeah, we had some things going on. We had some losses and we had some gains, I believe. You know.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about some of the things that's been going on in our life. And we have a great person in the studio with us.
Yes, we do.
You want to introduce him?
Yes, we do. I'm proud and honored to have in studio right now one of my good Masonic brothers. Brother Alton Logan is in the house tonight.
All right.
And actually, he'll be giving us a background on everything he's been through. But I'm going to say that for later as far as his background and everything, because I really want this brother to get in tuned and tell us what's on his mind and the things he has going on.
Okay, I want to pick y'all brain tonight. I want to know what's on your mind. I know what's on America's mind right now. We done put a chump in the White House.
Yeah.
What is up with America? But all I got to say is they have shown us. When I say they, I mean the people who voted for Trump. They showed us who they really are. America is racist. America is sexist. They would not put a woman in the White House. They refuse to put a woman in the White House. I don't feel it's because Bill, who they threw out the White House because he was playing with the girls. I don't believe that's one of the reasons why they didn't put Hillary back in, because look at Trump. Trump publicly said that he gonna grab some things.
Jaja, what's your opinion?
Wow.
That's how I was. I was speechless. What I did is I was so sick, I went to sleep.
I did
when they
too.
kept saying Trump wins Ohio, Trump wins, I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to sleep. I was like Biggie. It is all a dream. I went to sleep, and when I woke up,
it was reality.
Trump to the White House. I said, oh my God.
You're like, how did that happen?
I'm speechless. I don't have nothing to say.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I was taken aback from what I saw, but then again, I'm not surprised. Once again, history repeats itself one more time. Okay, she won the popular vote, but the Electoral College voted her in.
That's what counts.
And this is nothing but a replay of Bush and Al Gore. So. But I'll get into a couple of reasons why this happened. And you have a lot of people that went on Facebook, just really upset, talking about you didn't vote, you garbage, you be a disgrace. If you look at the breakdown, the state of Illinois took care of business.
Yeah, we
represent.
The state of Illinois took care of business. They voted her in.
We did.
And if you look at where she won the metropolitan areas, the 3 biggest cities, Chicago, New York, and LA. She took those states.
Right.
In addition to the Upper East Coast, and you had Washington and Oregon. She took those states too. Everywhere else, She failed.
She ain't take them southern states, did she?
No, she didn't take good
No, they won't go have
Them
that.
good old folks didn't vote for her.
And there's a reason why. Now, if you break this down, there's two reasons why she didn't win. And I'm going to break it down for you. No one ever thinks about this. But think about this in retrospect, because I try to look at this from the glass half full. How do they think on the other side? You have a lot of working class individuals that feel shafted. They haven't been getting a good break. The working class. And who do I define as the working class? The folks that making between $10 and $20 an hour in the factories. A lot of manufacturing jobs have left.
Okay.
And these folks have not gotten, they feel like they haven't gotten a fair shake. Okay. And they feel like the way it used to be, the good old days have long left them. Now, here's the problem. Okay. You have typically the demographic was white, non-educated, working class individuals. And he stole that vote. He went, that was his target audience. And he hit that ground running through fear. And they're sitting back like, well, if we don't have anything, you know, we're not used to this type of lifestyle. Black folks are used to this, you know, type of lifestyle. We used to not having nothing. But this is a total shot to the gut to them. Okay. So he hit that demographic, and Hillary Clinton was not able to turn that demographic. White folks make up 70% of the population in the United States. Hispanics and blacks make up about 23, 24%. So if every black person went out and voted, and you line them up with whites, we still wouldn't be able to make a dent. You need the assistance of whites if you want to get your message through. So think about it. White working class individuals felt like they weren't getting a fair share. Okay. Now, here's the problem. You have your hope, as in Donald Trump.
Please.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen before you say please. Your hope, as in Donald Trump, saying, I'm going to bring jobs back to America. Okay. That's all they're hearing. Okay. Second to the fact, this is the second reason why she didn't get in, was because she has her image to America, to Southern America right now is tarnished. She's looked at as a liar, and she can't be trusted. Yeah. Now, we're looking at the two people I have to choose from their point of view. I know for a fact that this woman is a liar, and I know if she get in office, she ain't gonna care about us. Right. We know this in the door. So here's a so-called rookie, and I'm saying rookie lightly, who has no political experience whatsoever. Okay. Now I know what I'm getting here. I know, but at least in their minds, they say, at least I have a shot with this individual. You're right. I'd rather deal with a person who I don't know that may give us a shot, that's telling me what I want to hear, versus the person I know that ain't gonna give a damn about us.
I believe that to be the truth.
And that's why they voted for him.
I saw the.
It's shameful. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. It's shameful that she was down. She didn't win. If you look at how it went down, we were the only state in the Midwest to vote for Hillary.
Yeah, this was the only state that she actually swept.
The only one. Now, she used to live with her husband down in Little Rock, Arkansas. She didn't win that state.
Well, and most of the Southerners.
Wait a minute, but here's the thing. Most of the Southern, but you have a ground in that state. You lived in that state with your husband. You should have still some type of clout. She didn't have any.
She have some ties.
She had nothing whatsoever. Okay, so coupled with the mistrust is the fact that they did not trust her. Period. In the story, it's the reason why she didn't win.
Sexist.
We has nothing to do with sex right now. We'll get to that in a moment. They didn't trust her because they felt she lied about these little emails, which I felt was no bearing, but they knew she was pro Wall Street. Now, here's the other thing to think about. They took a chance to put a person that had no experience, but told them what they wanted to hear versus someone who had experience and they didn't trust. It says a lot about your political career. She's done politically. She can't run for another house. She's through. She's through. Done. She's through. But the line in the sand was that Donald Trump, the way he structured his campaign, he pitted folks against one another, whites against religion, Christianity versus Muslim. Then you had, women versus men. So now people's angry. Folks are angry. They're pissed off.
Yeah.
So if you look at it, yes, it was the final moment. I haven't been this involved in an election ever.
Me either.
Ever. Even with Obama, I was involved with Obama, but not like I was angry. And the only time I felt it was this chaotic, it was so much tension, and I sat back and thought about it. Whereas you had a defining difference between the masses as far as socioeconomic differences was the O.J. Simpson trial. But we were on the other side.
No, it was another time.
No.
I know you.
But
I know you.
No. When I say we were on the other side, but is that same feeling of hatred towards one another? I can't remember a time other than that where I can relate to this certain subject right now. It's just we were on the losing end.
Politically.
Right, we were on the losing end.
Sitting across from me when the Cubs won, you had that feeling.
See, no. See, that's what
Don't get him started with that one.
You know what? I was really.
I know you.
We're gonna stick to one subject. We're gonna talk about this election.
So,
when the Cubs won, I first said the Cubs won. Now this. This is 2 weeks of hell I'm going through.
Wow. So 2 letdowns right behind each other.
You know what? I was feeling for my man. I really was. I was reaching out to him.
No, she was clowning me. That's what it was. You should root for him. I said, no, that's what a rivalry's for. But, but getting back to the election, right now, the election's over. It should be enough incentive for you to get off your behind and get up and want to do something in your community.
You should have done that before.
Before I got to this point.
But you have average people who don't do anything. They're armchair quarterbacks.
So
listen,
he's not going to be the motivation.
No. He can be motivation. But the thing is that if you really want to take advantage, I'm not going to agree with everything that he says. Don't get me wrong. But look, people vote with their wallets. Let's not fool ourselves.
Money talks.
People vote with their wallets. And if you really want to, if he's in there. So I got to make the best of a bad situation. Somehow, I advise you, if you have money sitting somewhere, find out what his interests are and move your money in that direction. The green companies, the green clean energy companies, forget about it. They're taking losses.
Yeah.
Look at them right now. Tesla's taking a dive. Everything is taking a dive. Put your money where his mouth is. Now, you can still fight him on every other aspect, but as far as protecting your assets, your money, move it to where his likes are. And you got to play this the right way. If we're going to play the game, let's play the game and come up the right way. Now, we can still go out and protest and do everything else. I get that. But at this point,
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, you can do that. That's fine.
We shall overcome. When?
But, it's a new day and age now. We have the aspect of social media and everything that we see. He's tweeting all the damn time.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I don't get the protest. We out here protesting because the man is in the White House. He don't care.
But
exactly. That means not a hill of beans for him.
I'd rather folks protest than to get violent.
No, I'd rather you be unified. I'd rather you stay together because guess what? All the people that said that they was gonna vote for Trump, they didn't show you their hands. Why are we always showing our hands? Well, you cannot believe that everybody that stated that they was gonna vote for Trump raised their hand because then the polls would not have been correct.
Well, right? I said that.
We as a people, we talk too much.
I said that.
We do too much, and we're in the public too much.
I said that on the previous show.
We need to sit back and make a plan. And don't show our hand until the plan is done.
I said that on a previous show. I said, just because a person says they're not going to vote for Trump in front of a camera, you don't know what they're going to vote when they get behind the curtain and it's just them by themselves.
And a lot of people that you thought were not going to vote for him, I'm sure voted for him.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, everything that we got, so everything that we got going on right now, just take this as a learning experience. I'm like, history does repeat itself. It's called correct. I call it everything has to so-called correct itself. Okay. Folks feel like, okay, we let this man in office, we let Obama in office and they get a fair shake. Well, guess what? Now it's on the other side of the pendulum. Okay. They want their share. Okay. Sit back with your popcorn at this time because now he has to put up or shut up. He has to show these folks that what he promised, he's going to deliver on. And we know he's not.
He don't
so
have no problem
sit back and get your popcorn ready. Because there's a lot of people that's going to be made a fool of. It's just not going to be me.
It's not going to be you?
No.
And why do you say that?
I wasn't fooled. I wasn't fooled at all. Just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch what happens. Sit back and watch.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm watching it unfold.
Yeah. Because Ford, just to let you know, 2 days after, the very next day after the election, they cut 2,000 jobs from Ohio. and Michigan.
Oh, an hour after he was announced the winner, did you see the stock market?
Well, it went down, but actually it recovered and it actually went up. So I'm not looking at 1 day reactionary stuff. Look at stuff long term. I'm looking at the long term effect.
Okay, we'll be right back right after this.
It's Thursday night and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving, because buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This week's show is sponsored See Right Landscaping. Contact Carlos for all your landscaping needs, from lawn care to snow removal, at 847-863-7668. Tell him In the Shy Radio sent you.
In the Shy Radio is looking for interesting people, products, or services, and subject matters to share with our listeners. If you or someone you know fits this description, contact us at 708-233-8953 or by inbox on Facebook. In the Shy Radio, we got you
Shy
covered.
Radio every Thursday at 8, discussing issues and people which make Chicago great on IntellectualRadio.com.
You're listening to In the Shy Radio on IntellectualRadio.com.
Welcome back to IntellectualRadio.com. Once again, you got your people in the house. You got, I'm going to say, Lady Jaja. You got Powerhouse. I don't know what he want to call himself, but I call him CT Powerhouse.
I'm glad you didn't call me something else. I appreciate it.
No, that's all I'm going to call you. But I want you to introduce our guest.
Well, I have the honor of introducing you at this time. One of a brother I love him to death, but his name is Brother Alton Logan. Just to give you a background on him, he was a victim of the racist police officer from back in the chief from back in the day, Burge, that railroaded a lot of black individuals from their justice and freedom. And this brother sitting next to us was wrongfully convicted of a crime that he didn't commit, and he spent 26 years of his life in prison.
Wow.
So I would like to first thank this brother for coming along and sharing the spotlight with us. In fact, it is his spotlight. There's nothing I can do. It's his spotlight. So I appreciate him, and I want to actually just delve into, before, what happened, ask him some questions about, when he was incarcerated and how he's moved on with his life and what is he doing now to help other individuals.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
All right. So, Brother Logan.
Yes.
All right, Brother Logan. Once again, thank you. We've never really sat and talked in depth about, the situation that happened to you. Could you just, in more or less briefly, explain what happened that caused you to be incarcerated for 26 years?
What happened to me was on January 11, 1982, a McDonald's was robbed. 2 individuals were shot. One fatally, one was injured. They used eyewitness testimony from an individual that was with one individual that did the murder. That's how my name got involved, and was through her.
Okay. And as we read, this is actually it's a little emotional, but as we read, he went through a trial. State's attorney, everybody else had everything railroaded against this brother at this time. And as a result, in a nutshell, he spent 26 years of his life in jail, in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And I want to ask you, what was your mindset while you were in prison for 26 years? What I couldn't imagine, be going through that, and just to have the mindset and a frame of mind to continue to persevere. But how did you get through that situation?
There was only one entity that helped me get through that situation.
What was
that was my father.
Okay.
My father brought me through that situation.
Okay.
My mother from day one didn't believe it because I was in the house with her. Had I not been in the house with her, it would have been a whole different thing.
Okay.
But I was in the house with her. Never left the house.
Okay.
Next thing I knew, here come the police. 2 days after it happened, come to my house, want to question me.
I just have a question. When we first began, you said that they went on a testimony of a female.
Yes.
And that female her testimony is one of the reasons why you
her
were convicted.
Her testimony, and the coercion that the police used against the other eyewitnesses.
What was your relationship with her? I mean,
I knew her from the neighborhood.
Okay, so she just gave an eyewitness
and she knew my background when I was younger.
Okay.
She had in her mind that I did something to her family, which I didn't, and told the police that I did what she was a part of.
Oh, so this was a revenge thing.
Yes, on her part, yes.
Okay.
Wow.
It's so amazing how things have changed over the years now with all the cameras and all the technology that we have now. It seems amazing that, to take someone who said that they were in a place and just take their word for it. That just seems amazing that I don't know if they just felt like they need to blame somebody. I guess I don't get the correlation between how is it that you were in the house and they came up with your name out of all the people who lived in the neighborhood.
Right. But here's the thing you got to understand. The same thing that happened to me is going on right now, today. You have an individual being falsely accused of things that they did not do.
I understand
without no investigation.
So what was the key evidence that brought you out?
I
know we fast forwarded, but I'm just curious.
How I came home, even though I'm glad the circumstances happened, I regret in the same manner. Because in order for me to come home, an individual had to die.
Wow.
Oh, you have to elaborate on that.
The individual that originally did this case, he died inside the maximum security institution.
Oh.
Wow.
Individual that actually
committed the crime.
Died.
And with his death, they decided to release you?
With his death released his trial attorneys to come forward with the evidence that they had that I didn't do it.
Wow.
So are you saying that for some amount of time they already knew that you had not committed the crime, but they were not allowed to say it?
Since March of 1982.
It happened?
I remember reading that. That was the gentleman that had shot the police officers, correct?
Yes.
What's his name?
And his name was Andrew Wilson.
Absolutely. And his lawyers had the information, but due to the lawyer and client
confidentiality,
they couldn't come forward.
They couldn't come forward.
I remember reading that.
So basically, this event happened in which month?
The event happened in January.
And so they knew in March of that same year?
March of that same year, because Andrew Wilson was arrested in February of the same year.
So a month later, he was arrested.
A month later, he's arrested. In March, he tells his lawyers
What happened?
what happened.
Wow.
What really surprised me, and what I didn't know until after the fact, was that the individual that was his partner had been trying to contact my lawyer.
Wow. Wow.
Let him know that he was representing an innocent man. He was stopped by the same rules.
Wow.
Wow. Whew.
So how was your lawyer's hands tied? I mean, why wasn't your lawyers able to get information to get you released? An innocent person, I don't understand.
Here's the thing. Now, you're my attorney. I tell you something, you can't tell it to nobody.
Right.
You can't say it
Can't breach
to
the
nobody.
confidentiality.
I understand that confidentiality.
And that information was hidden. Even though his lawyers wrote it down, put it in an affidavit, and kept it locked up in a box.
Okay. So my only other question would be, you had no alibis. You had nobody that could not place you on the scene that can place you someplace else.
Yes, my family.
And they didn't believe him.
They did not believe him. They're not going to believe your family.
They always feel like your family will cover for you. Right.
To get you out of trouble.
Okay.
Wow.
So how was it coping, knowing that you was someplace that you wasn't supposed to be?
In the beginning, I did not cope. I reacted. And I reacted in the wrong manner. Once I settled down, I realized that even though I'm locked up within this system, I still have a chance to get out of it. But I have to do things to help myself. So I changed my lifestyle around as to how I was doing things, and started doing things in a more positive manner.
Yeah.
What were some of the things that you did?
When I came home, I had a certificate in welding, a certificate in building maintenance, a certificate in heating and air conditioning, plus an associate's.
Wow.
Okay.
So you made your time productive.
Yes.
That's great. It is great to hear.
So when we come back, we want to go in depth as to that day when they arrested you, and we want to go into the room when they interrogated you, if you don't mind giving us that information.
No.
So we'll return right after this.
This week's show is sponsored.
It's Thursday night, and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes two. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed,
Strong, wasn't it?
could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzzed driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzzed driving, because buzzed driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Advocates.
In 50 feet, turn left.
are you driving
Like, I ain't
so
telling you
slowly?
to ask.
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
CT
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me, whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic
When you were a
Safety
little
Union.
kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach.
In the Shy Radio every Thursday at 8, discussing issues and people which make Chicago great on IntellectualRadio.com. You can have your product or service displayed in an entertaining, engaging environment right here on In the Shy Radio. Email your request to intheshyradio@yahoo.com. In the Shy, we got you covered.
Listening to In the Shy Radio on IntellectualRadio.com.
Thank you for tuning back in to IntellectualRadio.com. Once again, we are back with Mr. Alton. He's going to take us into the day and the life of when he basically lost his life and went incarcerated. So, Mr. Carson, we just want you to share with our listeners the information as to what happened that day. I assumed that you went into an interrogation room, but you corrected me and told me that no, they just threw you into lineups.
Yes.
Okay. Let me interject for a second. I'm just hearing the story from you and everybody. I just the mindset. I couldn't imagine just being accused of something I didn't do.
That's terrifying.
And you got people saying you did something, in your heart you didn't do it, and everybody's pointing a finger at you, and they're just outright lying. And I guess I just sitting here thinking, you gotta have a hell of a mindset, a strong mindset to be able to survive that. And like you said, when you had came in previous segments, you had stated, you kind of went about things the wrong way and you settled down and then you decided to do things the right way. You got to have a strong mind and a good heart. And I just want to ask you, do you ever feel, sometimes do you ever feel bitter or angry about what had happened?
That is a question that I have been asked on numerous occasions. And when I was asked that, I would tell them, no, I'm not bitter, not angry. But all the time, I was about to pop.
Mm-hmm.
When you say about to pop, one can only assume, but when you say about to pop, what do you mean by about to pop?
About to react in a manner I should not have.
And and just sitting back, 26 years, prime of your life, you have it, just snatched out from under you. And like I said, I just I just, like I said, I respect you. And, I know we may, I know Brother Dr. Logan from, other areas, as of late, and like I said, I consider him to be, family to me. You never want to see anybody that you care about, or hear anything like that, happen, but it happens all the time. So if I were to ask you, for anyone's listening or they know someone in the same situation, what would be some of the things they would need to do first to get out of their situation? Are there any not dimes you could drop, but nuggets you could drop to help people?
Basically, the only thing I could say, never give up hope. Never, ever give in. Always believe that there's a better outcome if you work at it. And please, please, never give up your love for God, because He got your back.
I love that.
Had it not been for Him, I would still be where I was at today. I wouldn't be sitting here today. I'd still be sitting in the penitentiary.
I believe that. You got to keep Him first.
That's right.
That's first and foremost.
During the time that you were there, just going back a little bit, was there a time where you felt like somebody's going to hear me and somebody's going to know that this is not right? Was there ever a time when you got to that point, then you kind of gave up and just really had to regroup?
No, I've never given up. I've never given up from day one.
I like that. A lot of times.
What hurt me was that a system that I had believed in was totally corrupt. Totally corrupt.
Welcome to America.
Exactly. It's sad, but it's true. I realize that this happens a lot. It happens every day. We were looking kind of over your book, and you had mentioned that this is happening. We know that it happens all the time, but it's kind of happening countrywide. It's not just like in Chicago. It's not a Chicago thing.
It is happening worldwide.
Wow.
Yes.
Worldwide. Since I've been home, I've met individuals from Africa.
Wow.
Italy, Japan, Soviet Union, that has been wrongfully convicted.
So I have to ask the question, were they all people of color?
They were of all people of color.
Okay. So how long have you been home?
I've been home now a little over 8 years.
8 years.
What's the first thing you did when you came home?
Truthfully, we really want to know.
No, we don't want to know.
It's a PG show. It's a PG show.
We know the first thing you did now. Other than get you a Big Mac.
We're going to let that one slide on past.
So you had someone. Did you have a significant other that
no, I did not at that time.
So you had to find one when you got out.
No, excuse me. Let me apologize. Because I said the wrong thing. The woman that I'm married to today, for 25 of those 26 years, she was right there beside me.
All right.
That's what I like to hear.
All right. That's good to hear.
And what's her name? Put her name
I was going to say that.
Put her name
Say
up.
hello to her.
Her name is
Terry.
I thought you said Cherry.
She is my Terry.
I wasn't going to end.
Well, hello, Terry, if you're watching tonight.
She probably is, because I gave her all the information for the radio show.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in.
So that's one of the first things you did when you got out, other than going to see Terry.
What are some of the things you have accomplished since you've been home?
I reunited with my church.
Beautiful.
And that is a beautiful thing.
That is.
Yes, I will say that, Brother Logan is highly involved into his church.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's highly involved. Highly involved.
No, that's good.
So,
did you get in tune with the latest technology?
Still trying.
So, when you left, did we have cell phones?
Nope.
Okay. When you got back, we had cell phones and television on the cell phone. Correct?
Cell phone.
People could see you talking, FaceTime.
And all that mess, and I still ain't got all of that. Ain't gonna try.
Oh, wow. So what do you think about the latest technology?
See, if I want to talk to you face to face, I'm gonna be with you face to face. I don't talk to you
So
face
you don't
to face
do no
on
texting,
phone.
huh?
Can you
I
text?
Yeah, I can text.
You text. Okay, that's a start.
I can text.
So you learned how to text, huh? That's good.
Did you get an email address?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I'm quite sure Terry got some internet at the house.
Oh, yes.
yeah. So no, but another question I wanted to ask. What are some of the things you're doing right now? Any projects, anything like that, or for that fact that you're helping individuals who are in your similar situation?
Right now, I'm involved in an organization that deals with exonerees.
Okay. And what's the name of that organization?
Lord, I can't even think of it right now.
Okay, not a problem.
But it's out of Loyola University.
Okay.
They call it the Innocence Project.
There you go.
Innocence Project?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And how do you help other individuals through that project?
Anytime they want me to speak, I'm willing to come there and talk to them, give them my advice, and let them know how it is out there.
So is this in a system? Is this like a penitentiary?
No,
or
it's not. It is coming up out of Loyola University.
Oh, Loyola.
So you speak with students?
Yes, I speak with students. I speak with pre-law students.
Mm-hmm. Do they have to pull your teeth?
Yes.
You gotta ask
like
what you want to know.
I am not volunteering.
That's his story. He's sticking to it.
Exactly. He's like, I'm not telling you. You want to know A.
You're not volunteering. Any more information?
We heard that.
No.
Just keep silent, huh? Is that the advice you give to them when you speak to them?
No, I don't.
What's the advice? Give me some of the advice that you give to them when you
I tell them just like this: if you're working with, when I'm talking to the law students, and they are basically dealing with the code that they have to follow. Now, let them know you got to follow that code, because that code will hurt you, especially that lawyer's code. It will hurt you.
They understand that already. I just can't understand what they would get out of a conversation with you other than
not to
the morals of doing what's right.
Right, morals of doing what's right.
Mm-hmm. To be morally right. I mean, even as a lawyer, any field that you're in, you have to do what's morally right.
Right, but here's the thing: they don't.
They sure don't. All they care about, if they're public defenders, all they care about is their conviction rate. That's all they care about, so they can move on to the next level.
But the lawyers in his case, I understand that they could not go against Andre for him, because then they was breaching that contract that they had with their client.
Right.
Yeah.
So I understand that part. I'm not grounded in law, but I do know that there is a lawyer and a client.
Just lawyer-client confidentiality.
Absolutely.
Same, basically
same as the doctor.
Same as the doctor, same as a priest.
Yes, yes. So I just don't understand. I'm trying to understand what information do you give the students that they can go forward, because they still won't be able to go against their client for another person.
I give them the same advice that basically the same thing them lawyers did. Even though they could not divulge it publicly, privately they did.
But it didn't help until he passed away, correct?
Right. It's an ongoing process.
Oh, I'm quite sure you know there's a such thing as, and that's why I asked you about the female. It's sad to say, but the female have killed many men because pillow talk. What men say during pillow talk will kill them in the end.
Here we go.
Here
No.
we go. What are we about to deal with now?
No,
he ain't ready.
No, it's about to be a cut moment. It's about to cut it.
It's one of these strong feminist movements.
No, not at all, man. Not at all.
No.
No.
Just the truth be told.
Nah, she was just talking about the individual that, the lady that more or less told, had a vendetta, and so, but kind of want to switch.
You have to look at it in two ways. Even though she knew me, I come to find out that she had an involvement with Andrew.
Okay.
So her main thing was to protect him.
That wasn't my focus. My focus was saying that those lawyers told someone. And more than likely, the person that they told was their wife or significant other or someone that was close enough to them that they can give that information to. And I was just saying, basically, most of the information that's given like that is given during pillow talk. That was my focus.
Yeah.
Wasn't saying that individual.
But they can't tell it either.
They can't tell, right.
Well, no, they can't.
They can't tell it either.
They can't.
So it's kind of like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, and you just, like I said, things happen for a reason. And, your mom always says something, a little saying, everything that happens in the dark eventually comes to the light.
I'm not liking you today. You're really whining down there.
And I'm whining. It's just real.
I'm not liking you.
It's just real.
I just want to know, did they compensate you?
Yes.
Okay. So there was compensation.
There was
compensation,
compensation, but there wasn't enough. It wasn't enough in my mindset.
I believe it.
It never could have been, no matter how much they gave you.
Enough money to.
No, to give back 26 years of your life.
Because during that time, I lost so much of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 years after I was locked up, I lost my grandmother.
Wow.
Well, you couldn't stop that. Death is something that, unfortunately, we cannot stop.
Yes.
You want to be there for your loved ones, but that's something that's not going to stop. Life and death, them two things we just cannot stop.
Don't forget taxes.
That. So you just have to move on from there with that. So we enjoyed you. I enjoyed pulling your teeth today.
It was hard because he wasn't giving up nothing.
Nothing. No information. I don't know how you be talking to them lawyers and them students down there.
They probably shoot out the questions because he I'm not telling you nothing.
They give you the questions beforehand?
Yeah. No, they couldn't give them to me face to face.
Okay. But you talk to them more than you talking to me right now, right?
Yeah.
It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
Yes.
Brother Logan, is there anything else you wanted to announce?
At the present moment, I have 2 books coming out. One is totally about me. The name of that one will be The Lawyer's Unethical Code of Ethics. How it cost me 26 years in prison. The other one is a combined effort between me and other wrongfully convicted individuals. It'll be called Anatomy of Innocence. Both will be out in March.
Okay, we look forward to that. Do you guys get together?
Every year.
Every year? It's an annual?
It's an annual Innocence Conference.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
From across the country.
Okay.
Where you get a chance to meet individuals from across the world.
And they get up and speak and tell about their
But yeah,
story.
some do, some
don't. Yeah, I can understand that. I have, it's 2 guys that I grew up with, and they were wrongfully convicted as well. And they were in prison for 20-something years. It was a rape that occurred over in Hyde Park of a student. and they were wrongfully convicted, but they was also, released recently.
That's a good thing.
DNA evidence actually released them.
Right, because at the time of the incarceration, DNA was not a part of their program.
That's true. So it's sad. So
Yeah.
in closing, CT.
In closing, I always say Brother Logan because he is a brother to me. I would just want to humbly thank you for coming out and being a part of In the Shot Radio. Like I said, I thank you and I truly appreciate you coming out.
That is no problem.
I also want to say thank you for shedding light. We talk about it among ourselves, but sometimes we never say it out loud. And us just talking about it amongst ourselves doesn't get anything accomplished. So thank you very much for coming to our show tonight.
You're quite welcome.
That's true. I want to thank you as well. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your information and your story that you're giving us. But in closing, I would just like everyone to know that our strength and our power can only come from us, and unity for us to stand together and to demand better for our people. I believe that before a better tomorrow can be, you have got to be the change that you want to see. So that's my piece right there on In the Shot Radio.
9-piece.
So until next time, we want you to be blessed, and we want you to keep it here on www.intellectualradio.com and visit us again next Thursday from 8 to 9 on In the Shot Radio. Be blessed.
My thoughts already know that I'm coming, it's my time to shine. From the bottom to the top, you don't see you blind. Yeah. Here I am, it's my testimony. Salute to those before me, you already know that I'm coming, it's my time to shine. From the bottom to the top, you don't see you blind. Yeah. Cause here I am, it's my testimony. Salute to those before me. Trauma had me off and on, would've thought it was a light switch. If I aim for the stars, no reason why I might miss. Wish I got that call from L, cause I got big plans on making trips to Brazil. I stay right and inspired by Pac. You can hate me or love me cause I am what you not. It's what I am, I'll be damned if I give it up. 03 show gave them energy, I ripped it up. Over the years I admit I was slacking. The funds wasn't there, it was steady subtracting. I'm on the outside looking in the scope, can't cope with being broke, tug of war with the rope. I can't quit, so I spit more than the exorcist. Flow smoother than Lexus, but hotter than Texas. You're not feeling me, that's okay, fucking pressing me. I'ma do it Hollow's way. You know that I'm coming, it's my time to shine. From the bottom to the top, you don't see you blind. Cause here I am, it's my testimony. Salute to those before me, you already know that I'm coming, it's my time to shine. From the bottom to the top, you don't see you blind. Cause here I am, it's my testimony. Salute to those before me. This the end now, probably the end of the song. With enough hooks to be, remember when I'm gone. This maker came alive, thought was CDs. I'm stopping for a plate off the meal, wanna CGs. I don't let that age issue get to my dome. Cause DMX was 27 when you got on. But my phone was the later album down like the essay. Song after song probably done the next day. Moving furniture to build my clientele. Cause what I was up against, flow was off the Richter scale. Channel 19 and 25 was